Hello friends, I am here to introduce AOZ or the Association of Zoologists. AOZ has a vision that aims at becoming a representative, prominent platform for zoologists to disseminate knowledge of the contemporary development in the field of animal sciences and zoology. And as you can see, AOZ has just started. We are very young, established on 19th December 2019 as a non-profit organization under the Company Act of 2013 by a small group of enthusiastic zoologists. In other words, the Association of Zoologists aims at strengthening the bonds with allied subjects. It believes in enhancing the capacity of young zoologists. It also advocates for zoology and also encourages collaborative research, learning, innovation in the field of animal sciences, as well as the interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary sciences which are affecting not only our country but globally. So our objectives mainly include encouraging collaborative research, gathering and disseminating scientific information in the form of symposia, seminars and conferences, capacity building in the form of workshops at the state and the national level, initiate regular training programs in various fields of zoology, to promote young zoologists through small grants, fellowships and travel assistance, also to provide services to the society as a part of extension activities, to encourage young students to study zoology and to build a career by providing adequate career counseling, and also proactively participate for the purpose of conservation of animals and the environment. AOZ is represented by Dr. Paresh Poria from Veraval, Dr. Rajesh Senma from Vakal, Dr. Nehal Shah from Surat, Dr. Devendra Singh Jhala from Ahmedabad, Dr. Archana Gajjar from Junagadh, Dr. Bharat Singh Goyal from Bhavnagar, Dr. Jigna Desai from Surat, Dr. Nishit Dharia from Patan, and myself, Dr. Ranjit Singh Devkar from MS University, Baroda. Besides the Board of Directors, the Association of Zoologists is also represented by council members that includes Professor Prisi Mankodi, former Professor and Head of Department of Zoology of the MS University of Baroda. He is our President. Professor Nayan Jain, former Head of the Department of Life Sciences, Gujarat University, Ahmedabad, is the Vice President. Along with Dr. Arun Dholakia from Surat, Dr. B.B. Radhadia from Rajkot, Dr. Bharat Singh Goyal from Bhavnagar, and Dr. Chirag Acharya from Pilwai Science College. The unique feature of the Association of Zoologists is the inclusion of a diverse variety of subjects which come under the common umbrella, starting with Professor N.J. Chinoy Memorial Lecture to the program that was done in Aribas for celebration of the coral diversity and the avifaunal diversity of Gujarat, celebrating the World Wetland Day, the World Oceans Day, the World Nature Conservation Day, and the list is endless. Lots of competitions are also organized for the students to encourage their participation and to train them and teach them about various facets of zoology. Hands-on training program and workshops are greatly emphasized in AOZ for capacity building and training the students, researchers and young scientists in not only the laboratory-based techniques but also in the field biology-based techniques such as field ecology and wildlife biology. AOZ performs a lot of online activities as well, the most recent being the success stories of zoology alumni, people who have distinguished themselves in various fields of biological sciences but at the same time have been a zoology alumni and have studied zoology. Such people are interviewed to narrate their experiences as a zoology student and their progression into a professional. This actually is very important for the students to shape up their career as a zoologist. Also, there are AOZ lecture series, which invites distinguished scientists, professors to talk about their research work. AOZ has a strong presence on the social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram, as well as YouTube. You can access freely to the content available on these platforms. Presently, AOZ has 60 members, and our head office is based at the Department of Life Sciences, Gujarat University, Ahmedabad. You can reach us at zoologistassociation2020@gmail.com. So, at the Association of Zoologists, you will come across a variety of members with vast experiences in the field of biological sciences, especially zoology. These people are researchers, professors of international repute. So, young students, faculties, scientists, researchers, as well as the mid-career scientists will get an opportunity to share a common platform. Please become a member. The bank details are provided herein. You can also get membership details from any of the office bearers of AOZ. We are open for donations, so please donate generously for a noble cause and become a member and a part of the AOZ family. Thank you.
A very good evening to one and all. Once again, a very warm welcome to all our fraternity members, students, teachers from all over Gujarat and India in the series Success Stories of Alumni in episode number 11. And a very, very happy New Year and belated happy Diwali wishes to all of you. Hope you had a beautiful, relaxing, and joyful Diwali times. And we are once again here post Diwali with one of the most experienced ornithologist from Bhavnagar and Gujarat. Let's not take much time and let me welcome him in front of you. Good evening, sir.
Very good evening to all.
So, friends, I'm here, no, obliged and very grateful that Dr. Indra Gadhvi sir is with us today. Sir, we welcome you on behalf of all the zoologists from all around who are with us today, and also a special gratitude from Association of Zoologists that you took out the time for young minds to inspire them.
Thank you.
Friends, I would like to give a formal introduction about Dr. Indra Gadhvi sir. So, let me tell you what exactly his profile is. So, it's known that he has been into zoology field past more than 30 years, and he has done lot of contribution towards the bird based research, that is ornithology. Being a naturalist and being an ornithologist, lot of projects has been handled by Professor Indra Gadhvi sir. Presently he is heading the Department of Marine Science at Maharaj Krishna Kumar Singh Bhavnagar University at Bhavnagar. He is also holding a lot of research publications and a lot of communication papers in different journals and articles. He has written two books and six chapters in the books with around six communication papers, 15 scientific articles, and 15 major research papers. His contribution towards research related to the ecology, nature, particularly of Bhavnagar zone, has been really worthwhile. He has done a lot many projects, somewhere around more than what I can read from his introduction is more than 14, 15 projects were handled by sir till date. So a very experienced person is there with you. Please take a lot of guidance from him by asking questions through the checkbox. He was also nominated as Honorable Wildlife warden for Bhavnagar district by Ministry of Forest and Environment, Government of Gujarat for 2 consecutive years. He is also a member of Gujarat State Biodiversity Board, Dean Faculty of Science, and he is member of Executive Council of MK Bhavnagar University as well. He holds number of memberships of very many reputed organizations, is actively involved in wildlife rescue operations. He also has been participating in wildlife census of lion in Gir and blackbuck in Blackbuck National Park, Asian waterfall census. So he also has a lot of field experience which we need to learn from him today. So again, a very warm welcome to you, sir. We can see that you are enriched with so much of field no experiences, and that is what is the thing which the students and the young zoologists today would like to know from you, that if they want to be a part of this wildlife field, and if they want to do some work on birds, particularly the avian no aspect has to be taken up from zoology, then they would be asking questions in the YouTube chat box, and I'll be taking those questions from them. So I always begin the session asking a very, very primary question to my guest who comes onto the series, that what made you select zoology as your subject?
It is very interesting. In my childhood, when I brought up, many of the family members of my family, they were very fond of keeping animals as pets. Uh, we had some few cows and buffaloes at home for our milk requirement. We have pet dogs. My uncle was very much fond of keeping pigeons.
Oh.
So when I brought up in my childhood, I brought up with plenty of animals around me. So liking of animals, it is my childhood hobby. Then in my school days, Dakshinamurti is our school, a very famous school in Bhavnagar, Gujarat. Though it is Gujarati medium, it's a wonderful school. And that school had a wonderful nature club. So I was a member and rather active member of nature club in my primary and higher secondary school days. That had given me a wonderful exposure of trekking and observing birds and animals. Besides that, the royal family of Bhavnagar was a conservation concern.
Hmm.
And Wildlife Conservation Society, a NGO established in Bhavnagar, was almost in 1971. That was before the enactment of Wildlife Protection Act. And that society, that NGO, was one of the oldest NGO of India. And a stalwart founder member like Dharmakumar Singh ji and Shivbhadra Singh ji, they have established that society.
Hmm.
And many of the people who has come out of that, and that these are the my childhood and college days experience that has attracted me towards zoology.
Well, wonderful to
So
know that
when I
you
took
got.
when I took when I took admission in first year BSc, I had decided that I would study zoology as a principal subject in BSc.
Okay, so you were crystal clear in the very first year that you want to take up zoology, and it's very
Yes.
very wonderful to know that you are blessed to be in nature since the childhood, and you have like enjoyed being playing and being with animals and birds all around, because not many people nowadays get this opportunity to live in close vicinity of nature, animals and birds, that too at home. Because I see in metropolitan cities people are living in small houses, and it's really becoming difficult to connect with humans. Then nature is something really gifted. So nice to know that you are blessed, that you have always been with nature. So sir, we take zoology many a times, but sometimes it so happens that many students after they are completing the BSc or maybe about to finish BSc, their mind changes and they don't want to opt for postgraduate courses in zoology. They feel that better to shift to something else because they don't find no easy opportunities coming up with zoology. So how did you continue with your post graduation in the same subject?
Uh, when I took zoology as a principal subject in second year BSc, I was confirmed, and I was very much focused that I will do my masters. That was uh, that was my goal. What after master, that was not decided, but
Yeah.
uh, to do MSc zoology, that was confirmed. And I also that decided that I will either get admission at Ahmedabad School of Science, Department of Zoology, or at Baroda, MS University. But when I
Okay.
got admission at Ahmedabad, then I have continued my master degree with first class distinction marks. And fisheries was the uh, special subject offered in those days. There was several other subjects, but my inclination was towards field biology. So that
Okay.
was one option for me. That was fishery biology.
Okay, okay. So, sir, can you share your some good experiences of your learning days, your college life?
Before I share, I tell you one thing that many of the students nowadays they get confused after completing their BSc what to do.
Yes, very
But,
true,
but
very true.
I come across many of the example who are working as a revenue service officers or Gujarat administrative services or Indian administrative services or Indian forest services. These are the services in which I would say almost more than one fourth, that is more than 25% of the students, if you analyze the result, they have opted zoology as one of the subject.
Yeah.
Even even many person who has graduation in technical side, that is in engineering field, they are taking zoology as a subject to get through the examination of this forest Gujarat Forest Services GFS for rangers and assistant conservator post, and they are successful. So
So these are all the available options. Yeah.
these are the plenty of options after even after BSc. If the student is not keen to prepare his or her career in academics, they may choose this kind of competitive exam with zoology as one of the subject, and the successful candidates are many with
Okay.
passing the examination by keeping zoology as a subject.
Wonderful, wonderful. So those who have like constraints, maybe because of some family issues, or maybe because not able to go further with post graduations, can always opt even after BSc in zoology. A good career and a good profession can be taken up. So a great no tip, sir, for the students who are wondering where to do and what to do. Thank you for that. And sir, some of your golden experiences of being a part of zoology student for BSc, MSc, something which you feel that this only zoology can offer, something like that you have experienced.
When I was studying zoology as a student in final year BSc, I got an opportunity to visit Little Run of Kutch with our head of the department, Dr. B.H. Patel. He was known as a Spiderman. He was a well-known arachnologist of India, and when I was observing him working on identifying, collecting spiders and identifying under microscope, spending hours in microscope for identifying species of spiders he has collected from the various places. I was very much interested in this kind of field work. So
Okay.
I got opportunity to visit Little Run of Kutch, where a well-known wildlife biologist, Dr. Neeta Ben Shah, was working on wildness, and I got opportunity to uh, move around in Little Run of Kutch with her, along with our professor, Dr. B.H. Patel, and we could see plenty of birds and animals in that day. It was in 1990, uh,
Okay.
probably winter of 1990. That is January. In the month of January, it happened. And then I was enjoying, and I was very happy that it was my good decision that I took zoology as my subject.
Wow, that's
And
really
then
good. Yeah.
and then when I get admission as a master degree student at the Department of Zoology, School of Science, Gujarat University, it was actually I was very much fond of to study avian biology, but and that was one of the subject offered in early days in Gujarat University also. But then when our time was started in from 1990 to 1992, we could have, at least for me, the attraction was fishery biology,
Okay.
and I have opted fishery biology as a special subject. I was not very much interested in biochemistry or this kind of molecular biology, and these are the subject. They are always chemistry is always mystery for me, and
It's mystery for many. Very true.
so I was always trying to get rid of this subject because ecology was my favorite subject, and I have opted fishery biology. Then in that subject we got opportunity to visit some of the places of where the fisheries research centers is there. Uh, at many of the fishing harbors we have visited during that period. But one of the interesting thing was preparing a dissertation report. So many of our colleagues were preparing on various aspects of aquarium fish and all. But as I was very much active in Nature Club and all, one of my friend who is a very well-known forest officer of Gujarat, he retired a few years before, Shri Udaybai Vora. So
Yeah.
he was from Bhavnagar, and he was actually a botanist and quite senior to me. And he was I was very much close to him also. So in those days, in 1991, he was at Gandhinagar. So
Okay.
in a weekend holiday, I visited him and told him that, Vora Sahib, I want to do something on some good quality of dissertation. So we have discussed plenty of aspects, and then I have pick up one of the aspect, that is the lending fish lending data of Gujarat. And
Okay.
that little, very small dissertation report was prepared. Uday Vora has helped me a lot in data analysis and all. I used to spend hours in his office at Gandhinagar, and that dissertation report was appreciated by the examiners.
Very good. So, sir, as you are saying about dissertation, so then I would like to ask, like, what is your opinion and what kind of advice you give to present students? Because many institutes nowadays they have a choice. Dissertation hasn't now become compulsory. So,
Yes.
what are the advantages of doing a dissertation thesis at post graduation level if they opt for, and how does it help further?
It helps a lot. For me, I would say the seeds of research is from the master degree level is being sown in the brain of students. And
Okay.
if any student want to develop as a researcher, the dissertation is a boon, I would say. The The point is, uh, unfortunately, in many of our departments, we have shortfall of faculties.
Yeah,
So that is the big hurdle, that who look after this, because it is a burden for the faculties, that to guide the students at every step they need guidance, because in master degree level the students are almost raw about research,
yeah,
and you have to keep a stick in your hand if you want to prepare a good researcher.
yeah, that's true.
So so it is little difficult for of a zoology teacher rather at present, that to give a lot dissertation topic to your all students, because many of the departments has a, uh number of students are too big, more than 60, maybe 100. So when faculty members are less, it is very difficult uh, to see and observe and guide each and every student.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
I would say if students opt for dissertation, there's many of the university has choice, that either you take up a paper and you write a paper like other paper, and that
Hmm.
would be your examination, or you prepare a dissertation report. But if a student interested in research, the such kind of activity like dissertation, it really helps students to shine out in future. I have seen many of the students of zoology who are at present a wonderful researcher.
Okay, okay. So dissertation, if you are inclined to research, you must opt for dissertation.
Definitely, definitely, it would
That,
certainly
that,
help.
that does support, yeah. And sir, what is your opinion about internship programs? At which stage students should opt for internship programs? Should they start looking it from the very first year of their admission in BSc, or should they give a chance in maybe some summer
See,
vacation time period?
as per our National Education Policy 2020, now the internship is compulsory in the semester number 5, that
Yeah,
is in third year of BSc. So internship we have to arrange for that, because it is now a part of duty, and it is a part of curriculum that all students should go for internship.
yes,
So if it is properly designed internship, we can have a wonderful students, if we look after his inclination towards the various branches of zoology. For example, I would say if any student is interested in aquatic biology, and if such students are identified and they have been sent to for fisheries department for their internship, or any aquaculturist, that would certainly help. A student can learn 90 from it, and only 10% from.
theory class. Yeah, yeah. So
Yes,
field exposure is a must.
yes,
Exposure is, it really helps.
yes,
So sir, my next question is, like, I went through your profile and you took up IBs as your avian biology model for your PhD study. So
yes.
because you were always inclined towards field ecology and you wanted to do something field, but then why birds? Like, your whole life is about studying birds. So there are so many animals, and why you want to work on birds more?
I would like to work on all animals. I have worked on marine turtles. I worked
Yeah.
on marine mammals from Bhavnagar and Saurashtra coastal region. But I like birds. But since my childhood, I my inclination is towards birds. Uh, the topic in my PhD research, the selection of topic, and that why I have selected white ibis, that one of the key reason for that is white ibis is the species which is near threatened species one. Another thing is the data on oriental white ibis, that is what we have now. It is name is updated as black-headed ibis. So that species is not researched much in Saurashtra University, where I have did my PhD under Professor VC Soni sir. Uh, two, three of my colleagues were working on black ibis,
Okay.
but there was a gap of white ibis. So I opted that. The another reason was in Bhavnagar, being a coastal city, within the city and many places on coastal area, we had quite a few nesting colony of white ibis, which
Okay.
were approachable, which were easily approachable for me, and I was sure that I could get good data from that. So I have selected white ibis as my ecology and behavior of white ibis as my PhD topic.
Okay. And then, sir, because you have a vast experience of field study, so if a student wants to have an expertise in field ecology, what kind of preparation they need? How they should train themselves so that they can also do good research and be a good no part of the field work that they are willing to do. So what are the pre-requirements or preparations that a student can pre-plan so that they can really do a good field ecology study?
See, interest of a student, what I experienced through my life, is usually from their school days. So when the student come to you in their BSc tenure or in their master's tenure, and
Hmm.
if at all that student is have their liking towards field biology, he would you can certainly identify such students, and such student which are identified as a their interest is there for field biology, if they get some teachers for their guidance,
Yeah.
right? For example, for if I give my own example, so I can easily identify the students uh, as soon as they come into first semester. So their what is their interest, and if a student I can see the interest in field biology, I would certainly motivate them.
Okay. Okay.
So if the students get little motivation from their teachers, from their mentors, that is one. Another thing is students at present days, what I am observing, they are not reading.
Yeah.
They have wonderful opportunity. When we were in our BSc and MSc, the internet was not available.
Mhm.
Now they have information on their fingertip. Everyone has their own Android mobile. Everyone they have their in BSc, either in BSc or in MSc, they have access of their computer free of cost in their libraries, university libraries, college libraries. They have free access of computers. They can read a lot. Uh, Wonderful information is available on internet. But I would say, unfortunately, the students are not reading.
Yes.
So they should. There are plenty of natural history magazines are available. Books are available. If they read, they can naturally develop the interest, and then they should transfer toward. They should motivate it towards the reading of scientific literature. This is the duty of teachers and mentors.
Yes, yes. And any special expertise they need to go on to the field? Do they need to cultivate some kind of skills to be a part of field ecology?
If a person want to develop as a field biologist, he should have their eyes and ears
Mhm.
very active. He should hear the
Observation.
surroundings. His ears should be. He should develop his ears. That if an insect is calling, a bird is calling, or a animal is calling, that person should develop, and that this kind of thing can be developed by experience. It cannot be possible in first or second visit in the field. If
Yeah.
person keep on moving in field, gradually they may develop this kind of you can say
Skill of
skill.
proper listening and
Yes,
observation also.
skill of observation. If a lion has crossed the trail where you are walking, and if you are not looking at your feet, you are just stepping on the pug marks of animals, you are losing plenty of things.
Yeah.
So the signs of animals, like their droppings, their call, their pug marks, the the hair tufts in some tree bark and all. If you are in a panther leopards area, and if you don't see the claw mark on the trunk of trees, you are losing many of the information.
Yes.
So eyes and ears you should keep open when you are in field. And before going to field, the student should read about the biodiversity of that area. If a group of students is visiting Blackbuck National Park, then these students should have read something, because there are plenty of literature available on net about almost all the places of our country.
Yeah.
So
Very.
yes, before visiting any place for study or anything, if you read something about, that will make you more interesting experience of the field.
Yeah, so reading is must, and for practical experience, they should visit the field so that they can develop the skills for it.
Definitely, the experience is the biggest teacher.
Yes. So, sir, because you have done so many projects on particularly different kinds of birds, so if somebody is interested in avian biology, how should they progress? What should they do for that?
There are several opportunities. The avian biology is one part is ecological part, which can be studied in field. The other part is laboratory work. Many of the scientists are working on uh, the uh, audio signals of birds.
Hmm.
Many of the scientists has worked even in Gujarat on the physiology of birds. So everything is included in avian biology. But particularly myself, I am interested in ecological aspect. So behavior and ecology is my favorite subject, and that
Okay.
can be the student should have a patience to sit at one place and observe for a couple of hours any animal or any birds. For example, I would share my experience that I had climbed on a tree to uh, see the egg clutch of white ibis.
Okay.
So when I climbed up on a tree and I was measuring eggs, I was taking measurement and marking on eggs. Something was hit on my head. Then I have seen a crow was mobbing, because in the same tree a crow has also a nest. So I took safety measures that I did not fell down. But even though that mobbing of crow was too incentive, that I fell down and I have broken my hand.
Oh.
So so then after I realized after some years that this was my mistake. I could have took much more safety measures before climbing up on that tree. I could have some ropes around my waist, and I could save me from falling down from the tree. But that safety measures I have not taken. That may be because of that age. I was
Yeah.
in young age, and that say that શું થવાનું છે? Nothing would happen, but it happened. So the safety measures when you are working in forest, you should have a boot which can protect you from thorns and even snake bite. And even if you are working in a grassland, there are many of the grass like a species known as probably I forget the species, but Etridas or something. We call it in Gujarati. We call it dab. That has a very pinching thorn that can easily enter from your shoes. So a special kind of shoes you should wear. So your own safety is one of the prime thing when you are working in field.
Yeah. And then you should have the skills to explore the field.
True.
Yeah, then it will go in a pleasant way.
Yes.
Yeah. So, sir, as you are sharing, no, the incidents, how it happened, you must be having like such no incidences or memory that this was the best part. No, I'm working in the field, and oh, this is what I achieved. A kind of memorable, satisfactory episode which might have occurred in field. Any such sharing?
Uh, there are quite a few such example, but I can give you one that I was observing the ibis in Bhavnagar, and many of the ibis, white ibis, these white ibis have a red colored wart on their nape region. Few of them have. It is one of the uncommon characteristic of this white ibis in our area, and I could identify the bird that this bird is from because of their size of their wart on their nape. That this bird is from this particular location, and I have seen this bird even after my observation of PhD was over and everything was over. But I have seen many of the birds. They were selected. They're very strong sight fidelity that has attracted me. That the generation after generation they were nesting on the same tree
Hmm.
until that the owner of their area has cut down the tree,
Oh,
and I have to fight up to the court, and that was the scenario. So that was the remarkable, a memorable incident that I fought up to court to save that tree, but I could not. So still, it is pinching in my heart that plenty of nest they have lost.
yeah, just by cutting the trees. This is happening very rapidly, nowadays. Very
Yes.
rapid nowadays. So, sir, on that note, because you are we are talking about avian biology, you must have your own observations. Like, what are the upcoming research areas wherein students can input more in field ecology and avian biology?
There are plenty of areas still, many things to do. If I say the species specific research is needed for many of the species, many of the common species we are losing. For example, house sparrow. Plenty of
Okay.
the area we have lost house sparrow. We have lost vulture just 3 decades before. Vulture was one of the common bird of all area of our country. And in my childhood, we have seen plenty of vulture in my city also that had gone. So, uh, yes, many of the research say that these are this one, two, three, four. These are the reason for extinction of vulture. But it may be they are the one of the reason.
Hmm.
There may be many other reasons for a species to vanish. In these days, many of the areas, the developmental activity is too fast. Many of the habitat we are losing, and we
Yeah.
don't know in which habitat which animal or bird is surviving. So, landscape ecology or field avian biology, avian ecology, these are the subject. It is it has a opportunity, like it is like a sea. You can have plenty of thing you can do in avian biology, particularly in field biology. Many of the birds we don't know anything about. Many of the birds, like
Okay.
I would say Amur falcon. Even I am working on birds since last almost 3 decades. We are observing Amur falcon only since last couple of years, 4 5
Hmm.
years. We don't know that many such species. We don't have any information.
Hmm.
Recently, a teamwork was carried. Teamwork. I was one of the team member, and that team was led by uh, Forest Sasan Forest Division, and it was a research work on Lesser Florican, one of the critically endangered species, which found at Blackbuck National Park, which is close to my home. And when it was radio tagged, 6 birds were radio tagged and placed the transmitters. Then we came to know that the bird has flew up to Telangana. One bird was flew up to uh, southern Maharashtra. And such a bird, which is usually known as a ground bird or a game bird, which usually avoid long distance flying,
Yeah.
that that bird has flew 300 kilometer at a stretch. So since this many years, we were not knowing that where this lesser florican is going in the non-breeding season. Just recently, in the November itself, a research paper was published. It is available in open access journal, and in ResearchGate it is available. We have placed it. So many of the information is uh, available when we are studying this. So even in ecology, field ecology, behavioral ecology, plenty of the species are there. What we don't know anything about that. So we have a wonderful opportunity, and hundreds of zoologists can work in this field of biology.
Yeah. So that there is lots to do if you have inclination, passion, patience, you read know certain particular things, prepare yourself and have skills. It's a good area to explore.
Yes.
So, sir, you have done so many projects. So, from your project experiences, what is your advice for the young researchers and the young teachers who also wish to do projects? Any tips you would like to give them?
See, I have carried out more than 50, almost 16 projects I have carried out so far.
Yeah.
In 30 years of my college teaching career, I have completed 16 projects. So more than 2 projects a year, if you take an average. Huh? So that project, many few projects were funded by Gujarat government of Gujarat Forest Department, funded by Ministry of Environment and Forest. I have got project funded by Ministry of Earth and Ocean Science, Department of Ocean Development. I
Yeah.
have project which is funded by overseas agency like Peregrine Fund or SWAT grant for marine turtle. Uh, I have also a few projects which was funded by corporate houses.
Yeah.
Uh, I have also some project which was funded by some NGOs like Wildlife Trust of India. So this way, many of the project. But if a student is interested to write a project proposal, he should be very much aware about the present day's research in
Hmm.
India as well as overseas countries. In many of the countries they are working, a wonderful work is being going on in everywhere in the world.
Hmm.
So when you are writing a project, a scrutiny committee is it is very hard to crack that nut. So scrutiny committee is much intelligent people is sitting over there. So when they cross question you, and if you are not properly answering them, they will kick you out, and your project proposal will be go into the dustbin. So before presenting the proposal against the scrutiny committee or selection committee, the presenter should well read about the present day's research, the aim and objective what he has proposed, and the most important is the budgetary section. You
Hmm.
should have proper uh, budget distribution, and you should justify that why you need this money.
Budget. Hmm.
If
Yeah.
you are proposing, if you are demanding 20 lakh rupees from government, they will certainly ask you that what you will do for this. And if you can't convince them, you will not be successful in having a project. So
Yeah.
preparing a proposal, it is a skill and it can be developed easily. It can be developed by reading the research.
Okay. Okay. So at least I think people should keep trying and writing the projects so that they have
Hmm.
eventually the experience of it, and that's how they
And
learn.
many of such agencies they put their research project on their website. So
Okay.
project reports are available from the website. So one can have a structure of report and what kind of research the funding agency need, that you should be very clear about.
Yes. Yes. That's true. And sir, you have also worked for number of census. So, what is your experience, about working with and doing census? Like, how a person gets involved into it? If somebody, some student really wants to be a part of it, where they should, try their hands on.
See, as far as the census, which is handled by government agencies like Lion Census is Gir, or
Yeah.
Ungulate Census is Gir, or Gir Forest also organized Panther Census. Gujarat State Forest Department also organized wolf census. They usually put the information on their website, and if any student is interested, they should apply for that. I have sent many of my students in such census by giving a simple application to the concerned officer that uh,
Okay.
I am keen to join if I got an opportunity.
So
They have got.
you don't need a specific eligibility to be a part of census.
Definitely, they should have a experience of little experience of field.
Hmm.
Person should know the method of census about, because they have to remain quite a long time for 2 days or 3 days in field continuously.
Hmm.
So he should be aware about that hardship of this kind of activity. He should be able to walk 10-15 miles a day, or likewise. So this kind of physical fitness is also required, as well as if a student is he don't not able to identify any birds, and if he apply for Null Sarovar bird census,
Hmm.
naturally he would not be selected.
Yes, very true.
So
Yeah.
before participating a bird census, at least the student should know the identification of the birds. So these are the some basic qualification or skill the agency would require to make a part of census activity. It is very interesting. You can learn plenty of things that how what is the necessity of animal census, how it can be carried out, which are the uh, drawbacks or which are the good things of in this entire exercise. Plenty of things you can learn.
Wow. And sir, we all know that new education policy is already in the flow and we are implementing it for the betterment of our future students. So,
Yes.
any advices and guidance with regards to the reframing of zoology syllabus, wherein you feel that these should be there, these points or these topics should be there, which will help the students grow better?
As my favorite topic is ecology, I would say all the uh, branches of zoology should get equal proportion. So if you put more importance towards molecular biology and genetics and less toward ecology, that is also not good. If
Yeah, so
you
there
give
should be proportionate balance.
proportionate balance should be maintained. That is one. The another thing is this kind of project and this project work and all internship and etc. That will create more awareness and liking towards this subject, because if the students is interested in field biology, he will certainly go for the project. So provision of research project, it is already NEP has placed it. The semester number 7 and 8, the proposed fourth year of BSc is a research part, and the condition for that is student has to achieve more than 75% in their up to sixth semester. Then the student can get opportunity of the fourth year BSc, and after
Yeah,
that he can complete his masters in 1 year and directly jump into PhD if at all candidate is interested up to PhD in zoology. So NEP is very wonderful, and many of the new topics we can add. Field biology we can improve. Many of the field techniques we can put as a practical. We can give many of the good research topic as a part of BSc dissertation also. Plenty of things can be done. We have got ample opportunity to provide uh, nourishment to the students to make them interested towards the zoology.
yeah. And sir, any guidance and advice to teachers who are teaching zoology subject? Anything you feel that such improvements and such updation can also add to the enrichment of the students?
See, the teachers across the colleges and departments in Gujarat, uh, they are they are working a wonderful work. They are doing very good work. They are doing. The thing is, uh, if they are supported by their trust or college or management authority, they should give their student exposure to the field biology at least. Laboratory we have in our institute for example, I have my marine science department. We have well developed laboratories, the students can work in laboratory. It is a routine process, but they are not being taken to field. Then that portion is becoming weak. So you should have a proportionate practical work also. Along with the laboratory, you should have the same practical work in your field also. If I am training my students for analysis of water and soil in my laboratory, the first I should take them to the field, and I should teach them how to take sample of water and how to take sample of soil for analysis of particular parameter. So for that, the teacher should go with the student in the field, and they should train them for the collection of data from the field and analysis of data from the field as far
Yeah.
as research is concerned.
Yeah, so we are so happy, sir. You have shared so much of your experience in the form of tips, and we need to now we are because the time is limited for the program to be conducted. It's already 8. So before I let you know leave our platform, just two more questions for our viewers. What is your your advice, and what do you like your life crunch advice out of your whole of your 30 years experience you would give it to your to the students and the teachers? What keeps you going in your life and you feel that this is what everybody should follow? So some takeaway advice for our young minds and zoology teachers.
For students, I would say only two things. One, with the four letter READ, read maximum, explore your library and internet. And second thing is spend maximum time in field. Observe your surrounding world, your environment, your ecology. You can learn lots of things from them. Even in a hustle and bustle of a busy city, you can have a wonderful nesting colonies of water birds. Even in Ahmedabad, in Kakaria Zoo, and in that Naginawadi in Kakaria, in the middle of Kakaria, they have wonderful nesting colony of water birds, what we call is heronaries. So you can see plenty of things, plenty of places, even in busy city like Ahmedabad and Baroda, you can see wonderful things around you. So when the students start observing all this, they will certainly create a specific interest of the subject. And for teachers also, if I some of the author has have a tweet on Twitter that a reader associate prof, now the nomenclature has changed: assistant professor, associate professor, and professor. Earlier it was lecturer, reader, and professor. So that designation is specifically given a reader. But when you ask any reader that how much do you read, they said, I don't have time to read. So this is funny. So this is funny. So if a teacher is not updated, he will not be accepted by students. You should
Yeah.
be remain updated in your field. You should know what is going on around you in your country, in other countries, whatever your subject is, whether it is a any of the I'm not taking only about field biology or ecology, but any of the subject
Yeah.
of your subject you are teaching, you should be remain updated about that.
Yeah. Yeah. So, sir,
Then
we
only
have
student will
got. Yeah. Yeah. Please continue.
then only
Yeah.
student will respect you. Student will respect only knowledge, nothing else.
Very true. Very true. So we have some student, Zehra. She has two questions for you. She's asking, can you suggest some small grant which MSc student can get for their dissertation? That is her first question. You want to answer that first, or should I say the second question also?
The small grant is usually can be get from the nearby corporate sectors. It is easiest way because the corporate house has a fund which was for known as CSR fund, and they have to spend it for such activities. They will readily give if the proposal is proper. I have provided such opportunity to many of our students. They get a grant up to 25,000 for their MSc dissertation from such corporate houses.
Okay, so Zahra, you can approach companies, industries, and corporates nearby wherever you are staying with reference to your institute and put a proposal, and maybe that will help fetch some money for your dissertation project. And sir, her
The
next question is.
approach should be through head of the institution.
Yeah, yeah. So you have to
Yes.
ask your institute to lead you so that the proposal can be passed through them. And so there is one more question by her. If one wants to go with ecology or field work, what are some basic books one should start with?
Many of the books which are written on natural history, that should be read first. That will create an idea about the basics of ecology around you.
Okay.
There are plenty of such books. For example, a magazine like Savers or Sanctuary Asia, if or Hornbill from BNHS. These are the amateurist magazines, not hi-fi scientific articles. First, the students should read such magazines and books written by many of the authors. For example, Salim Ali, Dharma Kumar Singh ji. They have written plenty of articles. Now it is freely available on uh, many of the even through Google you can reach up to that. So such kind of natural history magazine will be more interesting for such students.
Okay. So, hope Zahra, you have got your answers satisfied. And we have a comment from Satya. Good evening, sir. It will be helpful for students of zoology if you organize a workshop in collaboration of AOZ. So, sir, we are always open for the collaborations, and maybe with Bhavnagar University, we can have an offline or online or both kind of programs for students like this so that they can avail more of the stuff and get enriched. So
Sure.
Satya, thank you for that. And AOZ is always open for any kind of collaborations. And we be very happy if somebody would like to take up the opportunity and go with the workshops or seminars or symposium. So thank you everybody for joining. If there are no more questions, we would end up today's session. And we are showing lot of no gratitude and happiness that Dr. Indra Gadhvi sir has come up and spent no beautiful 1 hour enriching
Thank
us
you.
with his experienced guidance and no advice. So we look forward to you for our upcoming programs as well. And whenever any field work or workshop is organized, AOZ would like to take your advice and guidance so that students get more benefits out of such kind of programs. Thank you so much for being on our platform, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It is my pleasure.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Good night, everybody. We'll come up with another such experienced, distinguished, expert on our same platform for December series. Thank you, everybody. Good night, sir.
Good night.